My name is Morin, and I vividly remember the moment I met him. A man who seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me. He was tall, perhaps over 200 pounds, significantly larger than my own frame. Initially, I wasn't sure if he was my type. Throughout my life, I had imagined being with someone who was smaller, perhaps more athletic, someone closer to my size and pace. Yet, despite my initial doubts, there was something about him that caught my attention, making me pause and reflect. His gaze held a warmth that seemed to radiate kindness, a gentleness that immediately drew me in. His smile, bright and infectious, lit up his entire face, transforming his appearance into something more approachable and inviting. It was as if his happiness could fill the room, creating an atmosphere that made me feel secure and comfortable in his presence. Though he didn't match the image I had long held in my mind of who I might be attracted to, there was an undeniable charm to him. Every conversation we had revealed layers of his personality, peeling back his humor, compassion, and thoughtfulness. His jokes flowed effortlessly, eliciting laughter that made my stomach ache. He was respectful, always listening intently, and genuinely caring about my thoughts and feelings, a quality that is often rare in today's world. Spending time with him became unexpectedly enjoyable. Even though he didn't fit the mold I had set for attraction, the warmth and sincerity he exuded began to redefine my expectations. As I spent more time in his company, I started seeing him beyond his physical presence, beyond his size, and began to appreciate the person he truly was. When he asked me out, his politeness and genuine demeanor left me unable to say no. I told myself, even if this doesn't develop into something serious, we would share a pleasant evening together. Our dinner date was everything I could have hoped for and more. As we sat across from each other, sharing stories and laughter, I began to see him through a new lens. His sense of humor, combined with his genuine interest in my experiences, revealed a depth to him that I hadn't anticipated. I felt a twinge of embarrassment when I realized how quick I had been to judge him based solely on his physical appearance. I almost missed the chance to connect with someone so remarkable because I allowed preconceived notions to cloud my view. To my surprise, I expected him to order a hearty meal, perhaps a burger with a side of fries and a couple of beers, but he chose something light and healthy. Intrigued, I asked, "Are you sure you're not hungry?" That's when he opened up about his journey of weight loss and health management. He explained that due to a specific medication, his metabolism had slowed, making weight management a challenge. Despite this, he had developed a disciplined routine, incorporating gentle workouts and adhering to a meticulous diet. Over the past year, he had lost nearly 40 pounds. Hearing his story filled me with admiration. His determination and dedication were evident, and it made me respect him even more. After dinner, I looked at him with renewed perspective, seeing the strength behind his resilience, the kindness behind his actions, and the passion for self-improvement that defined his character. As the evening progressed, the connection between us deepened. He invited me back to his place to watch a movie, and the thought felt perfectly aligned with the ease we had shared all night. I wasn't hesitant for a second. His company was captivating, his warmth enveloping, and the evening felt far from over. When we arrived at his apartment, I was struck by how thoughtfully curated the space was. The atmosphere was welcoming, cozy, clean, and filled with little personal touches that made it feel genuine. The soft lighting added a comforting ambience, creating a space that felt serene and inviting. He gestured toward the couch, which was adorned with plush pillows, and invited me to sit. I sank into the cushions, feeling an immediate sense of relaxation. As we settled in, the movie began, and the night continued to unfold in its effortless charm. His laughter, infectious and genuine, filled the room with joy. We joked through the scary parts, making light of the tension, which only brought us closer together. Each shared moment felt natural, and the absence of pressure allowed us to simply enjoy each other's company. During one particularly suspenseful scene, I was startled. My reflex was automatic. I reached out and grasped his arm. His warmth was comforting, grounding, like a reassuring presence. Instinctively, I leaned into him, our proximity creating a space where everything else seemed to fade away. The sensation of his arms around me made me feel safe, and in that moment, nothing else mattered but the connection we shared. Our first kiss came naturally, timeless and fluid. Neither of us knew who initiated it, but it felt perfect. There was no hesitation, no second-guessing. It was a moment where everything aligned: their care, their passion, their shared understanding. It was in that moment that I realized how deeply we were connecting, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. The night continued seamlessly from that moment, filled with tender touches, shared glances, and quiet reassurances. He made sure to check in, making sure I felt comfortable and happy. His thoughtfulness was a constant presence, making every second memorable. I truly enjoyed the night, not only because of what we did, but because of how he made me feel valued, respected, and understood. This experience taught me that connections aren't always defined by physicality or appearance. Sometimes, the most meaningful moments are born from genuine interaction and mutual understanding. And with him, every moment felt like a journey into a deeper, more heartfelt connection, a memory etched in my heart forever. The best feeling in the world. The next morning, I woke up wrapped in his arms, feeling warm, cozy, and utterly safe. As I slowly opened my eyes, I noticed that he was already awake, looking at me with a gentle smile that radiated warmth and serenity. In that moment, a wave of calmness washed over me, as if the world outside no longer mattered. We simply lay there quietly, absorbing the beauty of the peaceful morning together. It was a moment of pure connection, where words became unnecessary because our presence spoke volumes. As I gazed into his eyes, I realized just how fortunate I felt to be in his embrace. The simple act of being with someone who made me feel so cherished and understood was more than enough. I hoped that we would share many more mornings like this one, each filled with quiet moments, unspoken truths, and a deep sense of connection. It was as if time stood still, and all that existed was the intimacy between us. After a while, we slowly sat up and began talking, smiling and laughing about the little things that had made the night special: the shared glances, the quiet moments, the spontaneous bursts of joy. The atmosphere was lighthearted yet meaningful, deepening our bond with every word exchanged. And then, he looked at me with those caring eyes and asked if I'd like to see him again. That simple question ignited a spark of excitement within me. Without hesitation, I nodded and said, "Yes, I'd really love that." We began to envision possibilities: simple, joyful plans like watching a movie, enjoying a cozy dinner, or even a serene walk in the park. Every idea felt right because it was shared with someone who understood me. The thought of creating memories with him made my heart feel full, knowing that we both shared a desire to continue nurturing what we had. As we continued to talk, I felt a warmth settle deeper into my chest. The connection we were building felt rare and precious, a treasure that neither of us wanted to lose. It was comforting to know that we both appreciated this bond, that we both looked forward to the moments ahead. Being with him felt effortless, like being wrapped in a familiar hug that constantly reassured me of his presence. He has a way of making me feel deeply cared for, thoughtful gestures that surprise me, like remembering the smallest details from conversations or checking in just to see how I'm doing. His gentleness and kindness bring out the best in me, allowing me to be entirely authentic. Every time we spend together feels like a step closer to something beautiful, a relationship grounded in understanding and love. To me, he is more than a partner. He is a source of comfort, stability, and joy. There's an unmatched security in being by his side, a feeling of being at home. And at the end of the day, that's all that truly matters: my happiness. Our happiness, shared in the simplest yet most profound moments. No one else's opinion holds weight when my heart is full, and I know that being with him is where I'm meant to be. Thank you for taking the time to watch our videos. If you find the content useful and interesting, don't forget to like, share, and especially subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Our channel will always update attractive, inspiring, and useful content for you. Click the bell icon to receive notifications as soon as there are new videos. Your support is the biggest motivation for us to continue to develop. Thank you and see you in the next videos.